Mm, so far it's simple. So my app design was something similar, very kiddish, very like child friendly. Oh, my audience, I did update my overview, and my audience, I made it more specific, so the age range was like for 5 to 10 year olds, the age range. And so yeah, this is my app design. And so like as you click on the app, you'll see two choices, either new game or continue a level. If you were to choose to continue a level, then you will see like the levels that you've either completed, it'll have a gold star, or and the level that you're currently on. Future levels will be locked until you complete the level that you're currently on. But once you just go back and play. And of course, those I was gonna do 3 levels. So like this is what I have.
Okay. Jada, do you have any? I mean, Jenna, do you have any comments?
Yeah, I think it looks good. It looks like pretty simple for kids to use. I have 2 kids myself, so it looks like something that they would be able to navigate through. It's looking good.
I think what would be helpful, Jada, is if you did a flow chart first. So start to draw out. Do you remember when we did
Yeah.
user scenarios where you said, okay, let's say I'm starting a new game. The first thing I would do is click on this, then new game, and then I choose my level, and then what's the screen going to look like at that moment? And instead of getting caught up in like colors and the whole look and feel at this point, I would map out the pathways in terms of how you would experience this app.
Okay.
So I would build an entire flowchart first. Can you give me just 1 second? Sorry. Hello? Yeah. Hi. Maybe why? Oh. Oh. Yeah, you're gonna need to call her because I'm not there right now. I can call her. I'm just on another call right now, so I give me a few minutes and I'll call her, okay? And I'll call you back. Okay, bye. Yeah, sorry. So Jada, you need to flow it out to explain exactly how it's gonna work.
Okay.
And then I think your icon right here is at that scale, I can't read anything inside of that lightning bolt.
Oh, right here. Okay.
So most of these apps, their icons don't have any writing in it for the most part, or very limited writing, because you're going to look at them in such a small scale.
Yeah. Okay.
So the graphics just kind of have to speak for itself. And I don't really totally get what the lightning bolt really means. If you were looking at some of the other apps that you did the comparative analysis for, the icons sort of they make it immediately intuitive that this is a comparison game, either with like a magnifying glass or the two different views at once or something like that, you know? So I kind of see, I think that you're showing the differences. But it seems so, oh my God. Sorry. Hello? Hello? Okay. Okay, great. Thanks. Bye. For the love of God. So it kind of, I don't know. I'm just questioning your icon design here. This difference, if we're comparing this to this as being the two different things that someone would be, I mean, to me, it's so obvious. It's more like a 2-year-old kind of exercise as opposed to 5 to 10. So what you're communicating with this is something that's just very, 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 very basic. And I don't think that really fits your target audience. So go back to your proposal for a second.
Hello?
Yeah, Jada, go back to your proposal.
Okay. Where is it? Right here.
And do you see how some of these icons are kind of, they're visually communicating, you know, you're trying to find the difference, the magnifying glass, the two.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you to copy off of them, but I think you can make your icon a little bit more intuitive and have it look like it's going to be a little bit more age appropriate for the 5 to 10-year-old age range.
Okay.
It would be helpful to kind of get a sense for what type of graphics we're going to be comparing. Are they going to be photographs?
They're gonna be like, I get like cartoon.
Or cartoon.
Cartoonish. I think I have a picture of what. So let me try to. Oh, that's too close. Oh, like
that cartoon image?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, see, that looks like something that a kid would be doing in Highlights magazine or something like that. You know what I mean? Which feels age appropriate to me. Like, so that style of illustration, you know, even like the muted colors, the detail, I don't think your icon reflects what experience they're going to have once they use the app. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, I got it.
So next time, why don't you do a flow chart and then mock up some user scenarios? So maybe flow chart it out, and it's going to be kind of iterative. You're going to be making what you think is the flow chart and then make a user scenario. So they're going to be the home screen. This user is going to play one game in level 2. This user is going to, I mean, what else could they do besides how many games are going to be in each level? How will they know how much they've accomplished in each level?
Okay.
What would it look like if they decide to unlock the next level? So you want to mock up those screens, but you can do it in a way where it's just black and white, very wireframey, and then get into the design later.
Okay.
But I would definitely look to, like, I think this illustration, the color palette might be inspiring for your eventual look and feel, but I think you've got more work to do before you even worry about your look and feel at this point.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, let me jump over to Jenna. Jenna, you can go ahead and share the screen.
Okay. Let me find. Okay, first I made just some updates. I know last time we talked, I needed to add a little bit more about the vision of the company, so I did that in this first paragraph here of the description. I just added like a little bit more about offering custom furniture and kind of what, like repurposing old items and giving new life to outdated furniture, and then also about sharing techniques and tips techniques and tips. That should be typed trips. Okay. In multiple ways. So basically sharing those through the blog, which is DIY, and then how-tos, and then also for like the workshops and parties, that's how we share tips as well. So I added a little bit more of that. And then I also started looking at competitive analysis. So there's actually another company in St. Louis who does sign painting parties similar to mine. They don't have a actual website. They just have a Facebook page. And then they have a site, but it's only for like signing up for the parties. And that's what I screenshotted here. It basically just shows you the date, how much it is, and then you pick your sign and sign up. And it's kind of plain. So on this one, I didn't think it was very visually appealing, so I can definitely not do that for my my sign up. Another site, which is like a lot of DIY and kind of the overall themes of what I want my website to be, is a page I follow called Shanty to Chic. It's the same kind of thing. They do like furniture restoration and they repurpose stuff, and it's kind of all like on a budget. And it's a family that does it. So I took a look at their site, and it's more in line with what I'd like to do with their colors and like how they have their layout and stuff. So I've got that here. So from there, I moved into my flowchart, which I changed up quite a bit from the last time I did website layout. I put shop first because that's one of my main goals, is to drive more sales. And then the blog for DIY, and then the workshops. So the sign painting parties and DIY workshops, and then design services, which would just be like a list of overall services that are provided. And then I know also last time we talked about building subscribers and offering incentives. So I was going to do some freebies, maybe like PDFs on how to make chalk paint or how to make a sign, something like that. Just something that somebody could sign up to be a follower, and then they get a PDF in return with some tips and tricks. And then I also just kind of started my first page from there. I took basically the same design that I did last semester for the header and everything, but changing up the photos and what I'm adding, and I put a new background and stuff, something that was just a little bit more plain so it didn't distract, or I guess draw attention away from what we actually want them to look at. So I know I need to add more to this page. It's just the start of it.
That's great. That's good. One thing I noticed with your proposal, hey Jada, did you have anything you wanted to mention?
Oh no, I love her layout design for the website. It looks really clean, and I like the look and feel of it.
Thanks. Yeah, it's really pretty. Watch your voice, Jenna, in your proposal, because you're flipping between talking about the site Restoration Alley as a separate thing, like in the third person versus
R. We.
You're using R this, and what we currently do is, so keep it in a consistent voice. I would suggest writing in the third person, so always refer to Restoration Alley, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I can say that.
So it's just going to look, when you put it in your final portfolio, you know, it looks, even though it is your business, it's like you're treating it as if it were a real client project.
Sure. Okay.
And then with your pros and cons, I mean, with your comparative analysis, this is great. I think that these competitive analysis, I think they work pretty well, is just bulleted lists, the pros, the cons. You might have, you know, some narrative that you want to write, but what works and what doesn't work. I mean, this is so bad, the Words on Wood site, that there's not much to it. Again, watch your language here where you're saying it's pretty plain. That sounds a bit biased.
Okay.
So I would, instead of saying it's pretty plain, which sounds more like an opinion phrase,
Yeah.
like, I think that outfit is pretty plain. It has minimal interface, minimal design.
Okay.
You know, there are ways of saying it that doesn't sound as opinion-like and more like, what's wrong with it design-wise?
Sure.
Plus, like, all of these images of all of the signs are so inconsistent. It looks really schlocky, you know, because of the inconsistencies in the images. I wouldn't sign up for a party with this company.
Yeah, believe it or not, she is very popular.
Really?
Yeah, she was on Show Me St. Louis, so I think that
Are
helped.
you serious?
Yeah, she's got a lot of business. I think that's her only job. So
Wow.
yeah, she does like parties of like 80 people, and the biggest one I've ever done is 30, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you know you were going to get enough people at your party?
Me?
Yeah.
I tell people that they actually have to have a minimum of 8 people, otherwise it's not really worth my time. But if they have 8 people, then they get their sign for free, so it's kind of an incentive for them too to have enough people. But then I did one that was for like a bachelorette party / bridal shower, and that was 30 people, so that was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's growing, but it's a lot of work.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't think of what else I was going to say about the proposal. I mean, it looks like it's coming along. I had some questions about, like, what do you mean when you put the DIY under the blog?
I don't know if I maybe don't even need that, but the blog would just be like kind of like what we're up to, what we're working on, and stuff like that. So I might just need it to say blog, I guess.
Right. Well, I think when you say blog, it implies that you're going to have several categories.
Okay.
Which is, and I would assume DIY would be one of the tags or categories in your blog.
Yeah.
So you may, like, there's nothing wrong with adding a little star and say categories of the blog will include blah, 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 you know, and it's implied that you'll be able to navigate through the different categories.
Okay.
And then in your shop area, just, you misspelled finished on the first one there, just so you know.
Thanks.
So with your shop, unless you're really going to be selling on the website itself, the shop is going to be a link to a third party, right?
Yeah, so I have Etsy, but I don't love it. So I might look into doing like a plugin with like Shopify or something.
Yes, okay.
Because most of what I do should be local anyway, just because it's large pieces of furniture. So I'm never going to be shipping those for Etsy. So I think I'm going to go more the website route, which last semester I was like, oh, I'm going to reopen my Etsy store. And I did. And it's just not, it doesn't really fit for what I'm doing, I don't think.
Mm-hmm. What, do you have a booth in any of the antique malls?
Yeah, in the Big Bend Antique Gallery.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. I go in there all the time.
Oh, nice. My booth is lacking right now. It doesn't look very good, just with school and work. And I actually found out a couple weeks ago that I'm pregnant. So,
oh my God.
Yeah. So it's a good thing it's my last semester.
Wow. Congratulations. That's crazy.
Thank you. We weren't really trying, but surprise.
It works. Everything's working.
Yeah.
So, okay. When I'm going down south, if I'm heading south on Big Bend, there are 2 antique places. Are you the second one or the first one?
The first one. Well, if you're going south.
Yeah. And there's a guy with dark hair that's behind the counter a lot.
Yeah. The one that I'm in, they have like 2 dogs, I think. They're, what are those? Scotties, I guess.
And how often do you sell stuff from there?
Well, I've had a booth there since like 2011. So I go in like once a month and update it. I used to be more on top of it, but with everything going on, kind of slacked a little bit. My ex-husband actually has 2 booths there, and he goes like every day. Like he's in there all the time, so he sells really well. But some months I do good, and some months I don't. But it kind of just depends on how much effort you put into it. Like the more you go in and update and get new things, the more you sell. But like I said, I've been slacking lately.
Oh, that's awesome. I always am
Yeah.
curious about that. I'm like, I wonder how these people do here. And
Yeah, you can do well. It takes more work than I've been putting into it lately. Right now, it's just kind of like a storage space for me.
And do you buy stuff at like estate sales and stuff?
Yeah, so estate sales are really good. Auctions are really good because you can usually get stuff pretty cheap.
Uh-huh.
So I'm actually running an estate sale this coming weekend. So like I need more to do, but
Yeah,
I'm taking one on and running the sale. So that'll be interesting.
that's cool. Okay, I'm getting totally off topic,
That's
but
okay.
I'll email you offline about that. That's really cool.
Yeah. But
Well,
after seeing Kate's, I'm like, wow, I have a lot of work to do. But
well, she is, I was really encouraged because I felt like she was understanding the material I posted with respect to WordPress.
mhm.
So,
Yeah, I need to get into the WordPress things. I went through a lot of the videos, but I haven't actually done the quizzes and stuff. So I need to get going on that.
okay, good. All right, well, it's coming along. Let's try to keep these Thursday meetings up because I think it helps to touch base every week.
Definitely.
And Jada, in terms of your interactivity, I think you should just build it in HTML. Are you still there?
Yep, I'm here.
But I don't think you're ready to start building yet, but I think you should do some interactivity in HTML.
Okay.
And just target a mobile screen in your style sheet. Does that make sense?
Okay.
But don't worry about that yet, and I can help you with that. But you know the HTML, you know some CSS. I think that's totally doable.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Well, I will see you next week. Let me know. I'll mark down. I'll post the video and mark down the fact that you participated. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Jada, I think you were in a different section on Canvas than Jenna and Kate. But now I've got the sections all merged. So if you go into the grades area, you'll be able to see how many critiques you've done. And for this class, we really only need to do 6. So we should be fine between getting in enough meetings between now and the end of the semester.
Okay.
Okay.
Also,
All right.
I have a question. The assignments on there, like the WordPress assignments, do you want me to do that
No,
too?
no. You're not using WordPress. It's just for Jenna and Kate.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. Don't worry. Even though it'll make your grade look bad, don't worry. That's not what I'm counting on you doing. I just posted it for those guys.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Toodaloo.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.